Hello, my name is Adam James Smith with L07 Arts. Welcome back to Project Roads Are Not Required. This time I'll be talking about creating the world of my sequence in Unreal Engine. In order to travel through time, you need a straight stretch of track with a level grade and enough room to reach 88 miles per hour. When it came time to create a world for my scene, I had to put some serious thought into what kind of world I wanted to make. The bare minimum I'd need is a length of road long enough for the effects sequence, but simply having a road by itself would be boring. So I decided to expand the concept. If you're going to demonstrate time travel, you obviously need a past and a future to bounce between. So I'd need a landscape that exists in two distinct states that I could swap in and out. I also needed some landmarks to liven things up a bit. I settled on creating a number of milestones throughout the scene. It's time to look at the work that went into building the setting. Getting started in Unreal Engine, I encountered a major issue right from the get-go. How do you work out the length of the road it takes for the DeLorean to reach 88 miles per hour? I couldn't find it anywhere when I searched online. Not even technical specs from the vehicle's actual road test could shed any light on the subject. But then I remembered there is a place where the car is shown going from 0 to 88 in one contained burst. Rigging up a clip from the third movie, I engineered a prototype to try and find out how much road I would need. Now that I had an approximate length for the road, I made use of the landscaping tools to sculpt a map that would suit my needs. The road was added using splined elements from an asset pack, and foliage painting was done to create the desert. My next step was to test out a temporary effects bars. Following the course of my road, I managed to accelerate my test vehicle up to 141.622 kilometers per hour. Doesn't sound near as catchy as 88 miles per hour, but I work with what I've got. With the pacing and landscape settled, it was time to turn my placeholders into actual locations. The first landmark is a waste processing plant based on the BiffCo toxic waste reclamation facility briefly seen in the second movie. I used kit bashing of free marketplace items to populate the scene and give character to the location. Tying the sequence into the whole BiffCo and 1985A mythos really helped add a bit more narrative to the piece. I want to thank lighting artist Carl Shed for his help in setting up the lights. When it came time to planning out my setting, I knew I'd need something to mark out the start of the effects sequence. This location is set up so that the DeLorean will activate right after it crosses the bridge. It was actually a pretty simple piece to make. All I did was a road out a canyon with the landscaping tool, place down a bridge asset, then add some lighting elements to give it a bit more personality. Why is there a clock tower in the middle of nowhere?
Never mind that now,
This location marks the departure point and exists in both past and future states. I needed something that would look good in both ruined and restored states, so I found up elements that I could easily switch between using the level streaming function in Unreal. By setting up separate level maps for each of the day-night sequences, as well as the different props from each era, I was able to call upon the two distinct versions straight from the sequence editor without too much hassle. Level streaming was a majorly useful function once I'd worked out how to use it. I started out with my desert landscape before duplicating the level, trimming it down to only the required areas, then using the foliage painting toolset I added grass and flowers throughout the scene. I also added replacement models to shared assets to create a sense of continuity between shots, switching textures as needed. It creates a nice overlapping effect that completes the sequence. One last touch I decided to add was a billboard to my website, adamjamesmith.art. Be sure to check it out. Come back next time when I'll be addressing my animated sequence and getting my DeLorean roadworthy.